Hi, my name is Brian from Denmark, your tech friend, and this is a real-world comparison of the OnePlus Nord 2 to the Samsung Galaxy S21. And you may ask yourself, why not with the S20 FE, that one is coming up, or the S21 FE, that one is also coming up. So please remember to subscribe if you want to watch those. These two versions are the special editions of these two phones. That said, the Pac Man edition here has got 12 gigs of internal RAM, whereas the ordinary one has got 8 gigs. So that won't matter to you unless you're like a super heavy gamer and multitask all the time. 8 gigs is enough already. This one has just got 12 for some reason. And this one, the Samsung Galaxy S21, is actually the Snapdragon version. So with that said, let's do this. Let's have a look at the physics first. In the package of the Pac Man edition especially, you also get this cover included, pretty cool. And both in the Pac Man version and also in the ordinary Nord 2, you get this 64 watt warp charger that charges the phone in less than an hour to completely full from empty. And the Samsung S21 or Olympic edition also come with these complimentary earbuds Pro. And you may still get that in a deal if you buy a brand new S21 with some earbuds to it. But those things aside, we're talking two completely stock phones actually. The only difference here is of course its design. Remember, it's the same layout as the ordinary version of these two phones, so it's easily comparable. On the sides you have a power button, and you have volume up down on the S21, and you have this 3-step mute, vibration, and sound on the OnePlus Nord 2. On the opposite side, you have volume up, down on the OnePlus Nord, and you got nothing on the Samsung. And let me just add a comment to that. That is, I think this is more user-friendly setup. Notice how far down the buttons actually are in easy reach on both sides. And you have a clear differentiering, as you would say in Danish, with the power button on one side, volume up, down on the other side. And that makes for absolutely no mistouches. As on this one, you could of course press this side for some of the functions, whatever. But on the OnePlus Nord, you'll never have that doubt. And just a quick comment on these special versions. You have the Pac Man with the munches it can eat, and of course have the Olympic logo on the Olympic one. And then of course you have all these special gestures. We'll just get back to those. But the physics of the phones, you have mic punch hole on the top of both of the phones. You actually have two of them on the Samsung S21. SIM card tray, the button, mic punch hole, USB-C, and a speaker. Both of them actually have stereo speakers, so you can also make it out here with some of all of the dust, and you get the same here. Punch hole, center place punch hole, selfie cam, whereas it's on the left on the OnePlus Nord. On the back side of your phone, you have a wide and an ultra wide, and the Samsung S22 also has got a telephoto lens. More about the cameras later. Now I'll just show you some of the special features of these special edition, and that of course happens already when you unlock them. Try it. Could you see down there? You have Pac Man and his foes running around the button. You also have this animated Pac Man. Let me just show you also this in the drop down menu, kind of like that. Take a look at the Pac Man right here. So if you scroll over to, he eats a munchie there, and the other way, just the other way. I think that's pretty cool. All these kind of little details, it's all in blue and yellow. It's just something that puts a smile on your face when you use this phone. It really is. Yoo-hoo! Pac Man is on! But you can see in the menu it's completely the same. And it's also the same here in the App Store. On the Samsung you have this skateboarder, Olympic skateboarder. And actually you can just, if you make drop down menu, it's completely normal. The App Store, completely normal. You can see actually the app icons themselves, they've chosen this rounded. I think they've taken udgangspunkt in the medals, the round medals that the athletes of course get when they win stuff, so that's why they are all round. And this one actually has some Tokyo specific apps. There's a Tokyo 2020, There's an athlete 365, there's a COVID-19 contact, and there's the IOC hotline. Let me just call that right away. Yeah, is this ambulance or whatever they're called nowadays? Make a report. I saw someone dope themselves. Oh. The IOC Olympic Committee. So these are basically just shortcuts to hyperlinks of various. It seems we're all offline. Yeah, we are indeed. It's not going on anymore. There's some other athlete, air, bed and breakfast information. So that is basically just the apps you get on this special phone. And this is just some COVID protection measurements. So not much too special about the phone here in the Samsung S21. That is, if you don't think it's super special to have such a pretty phone. When you shut it down, there's also an animation. And again, when you start it up. And let me just also just tell you what I bought this Samsung S21 Olympic Edition for. Wait for it. Mr. Who's the Boss, you know, the great YouTube reviewer of phones, he gave £3,000 for his one, okay? I bought this for 2,500 kroners. And that amounts to $266 okay? It's taken a bit of a knock here and there, but still it's an excellent value device, you must say. Just an ordinary S21 for that price is pretty cool. And this is of course the most beautiful variant of all of the S21s in my opinion. And of course it's pretty hard to get. I bought this phone from famous Danish handball player and Olympic participant Morten Olsen. Explainer. Handball is another sport that you can play if you're not good enough at football. If you could be famous for playing handball, but you know, it's a secondary sport. Sorry, Morten Olsen. According to my knowledge, he didn't play a single minute in the Tokyo 2020 Olympics, and that may very well hold the explanation as to why I'm holding this phone in my hand right now, because, you know, top athletes, they don't keep memorabilia that's not favorable to them. And I also asked him if he wanted to give an interview just about his experiences in Tokyo, but he didn't answer. Then I asked him for his wife's hand and some money. This phone, the Samsung S21, takes brilliant pictures, but how well does the OnePlus Nord 2 keep up? I went out on a photo shoot. If you want to see an unboxing of both the Pac Man version and this Olympic edition, then click up here. Both of these phones do not overheat, and I am pleasantly surprised by that. Also here you can see the Geekbench. Let me just run you through some of the specs here. You can see they are very equally matched in regards to the Geekbench. This is of course the Dimensity 1200, so it's trying to keep up with the Snapdragon 888 of the Samsung S21. There you can actually see the difference in RAM. And then you have the wildlife stress test. That is a stress test that runs in 20 cycles. What you want to look out for here is actually stability. So I would actually consider giving this to the OnePlus Nord, because you want to have the best stability rather than you can see. You can see actually this one just plays at around 3,500 most of the time, right? Whereas this one actually plays around 4,000 most of the time, unless you push your gaming sessions above half an hour. Then it becomes somewhat more jumpy, the OnePlus Nord. But this is a great kudos to the Dimensity 1200 of the OnePlus Nord. Also, you can see the temperature here goes from 44 to 45 degrees Celsius. That is pretty hot, actually too hot to the touch, I would say. But it's not something I came across when playing with this phone, so I wouldn't say it's a problem. It's perhaps some internal measurements that are higher than those of the Samsung. The Samsung isn't too hot either. Okay, so you can see the S21 maxes out at Ultra HD Ultra. Just put my settings as I like them. And let's just see with the OnePlus Nord. Yeah, it maxes out at HDR Ultra. Okay, let's just have a look at the plane and the skies. That's always the most interesting thing to see here at the start if you're looking for graphics. Is there a big difference? Nah. These are very fluffy. Of course, the more fluffy they are, the better graphics settings you have. And now we're off on the OnePlus Nord 2. And now I'm off. So now I'm close to being dead in both of the games, I think. At least one of them. This upper one doesn't seem going too well. And that's actually, this is the Pac Man. And this one is, well, oh, I'm pretty close to salvation, but let's see if I'm not dying before that. Let's just see. Well, I actually made it again. Woohoo! Let's see what's going on here. Flee is my everlasting tactics, and now I really gotta go again. So now we're down to 9 on the OnePlus and 4 on the Semi. And I'm still alive on both of them, but just hiding and doing close to nothing. Let's see how it ends. So came in to the last 2 on the OnePlus Nord, and I actually won it on the Semi. How many did I kill? 5 on the Semi. But this is how it looks. PUBG on these 2 games. And a good experience, both of them. They ain't becoming too hot or nothing. I can still easily hold them. 2 kills on the OnePlus Nord 2. Major voldsom, that means like major violent or sergeant violent. Yeah, I'll see you tomorrow. No, I won't do that. And I especially won't do that. And don't tell him anything. In daily use, this is a superb phone, and Morten Olsen's wife is very nice. And a quick comment and conclusion to the OnePlus Nord. The cover it's actually not super cool to hold on if you know that kind of plastic with the kind of flower on it when you walk on sometimes. It's kind of that feel it's got to it, so it's not super cool or good to hold on. And another thing that in the design, why didn't they like match the cover design to all the munches and the Pac Man down here? If you put the cover on, it disappears. I think that's an obviously missed chance. It would have provided for a very cool synergy effect with half see-through, right? The general feel I get from the phone is like upper mid-range, so I would really recommend it for everybody. It's fast enough and it deals with everything you throw at it. And if it's half the price of an S21, then it's a sure buy, no problems. Even if it's very close to it, I still recommend it. And of course, if you can get a hold of this Pac Man edition, it will put a smile on your face daily, that's for sure. To conclude, I'll give the OnePlus Nord 4 out of 5 stars because it's almost up there. But if you count in the value for money aspect, then it's perhaps closer to a 5 out of 5. And the Olympic phone, I also cannot give more than 4 out of 5 stars because it should have wowed me a little more in the unboxing experience. That said, I do rock this daily because it is, of course, of its sheer beauty. And I actually also use this for B-roll material because of its great camera. There is one but with this phone, and that is that it's actually not able to go on the 5G network here in Denmark for some reason. I think it's kind of a Japan 5G chips it's got inside of it. So I will be selling this on perhaps to some dude in Japan. You can make me a bet. And if you want to see a super funny video of this phone coming up, then please do remember to press subscribe because it's gonna be insane. funny. Feel free to ask me anything about this phone. My name is Brian from Denmark, your tech friend, and I'll see you in the next one.